All right, everybody. Good afternoon. Time for Front Office Decisions Tuesday. You guys know the drill by now. And unfortunately, things are gonna continue their slide down into badness. I mean, it makes sense, right? This team is pretty bad. The season's going bad. A lot of things are bad. So you would expect that your front office's recent track record of decisions would be pretty bad. But I'm all about holding the right things accountable and giving credit where credit is due. So it's good to go through the list and see how players are doing individually and see which guys are really deserving of ire and which guys are maybe worth crediting and maybe worth keeping around to see if they can be part of the solution going forward. So, without further ado, let's start with the free agent re-signings. Chris Carson's stat line is now frozen in time forever. He will end the 2021 season with 60 touches, 261 yards, 3 touchdowns, a lost fumble, and a good PFF grade. And I don't think he's going to play football again, unfortunately. So it's not like the front office knew that Carson was going to have such a devastating injury this early into his contract, but we did know he was injury prone, so interpret that how you will. Alex Collins, his main replacement, did not play a whole lot and did not really do much against the football team on Monday night. He touched the ball, I think, 9 times. No, wait. I'm sorry. Let's check the edit history here real quick. Yeah, he touched the ball 8 times, had like 25 yards, I think, 27 yards, and lost a fumble. So his PFF grade did fall to about 66. So the shine is coming off the apple with Alex Collins a little bit, but for what we are paying him, he is still giving us pretty good production. And the offensive line is not good at run blocking right now, so we can't really put a whole lot of that on him. Speaking of the offensive line not being able to run block, Ethan Pocic played the full game on Monday night, and his PFF grade plummeted as he did not play very well. Okay, plummeted is a little bit of an exaggeration, but it fell from 66 to 61.7. So maybe it's a good thing because the last thing we need right now is this front office thinking that Pocic can be the center of the future. I'm a passive Pocic defender, but we got to do better. And if we go into this offseason with any notion in our heads of, oh, we don't need to do better because Posic's coming around, I don't need that evil in my life. So, yeah. Okay, now over to the defensive side. Poona Ford played a adequate game, I suppose. He played over 50 snaps. He had one tackle. He was in on run stuffing in general, and our run defense played eh. His PFF grade fell a couple points. He is now below 70. Poona is having a good season. He's a good player and all that, but he's clearly out of his depth at 3 tech. We got to get off of that. We got to get him off that. It's not working. It's a kind of a joke that we ever tried it with how bad it looks right now. The guy has like, what is it at right now? Like 6 QB pressures this year? No, a half a sack. The fact that you didn't realize that he couldn't play 3 tech in preseason or training camp is kind of laughable. Um, hope hope you guys are paying attention to this kind of stuff too. It's just as important as stuff like the record. Carlos Dunlap did not play but 4 snaps, didn't record any stats, and all he did was jump off sides. And we might not see Dunlap very much the rest of the season. There's no point in playing him anymore. His PFF grade did actually drop quite a bit given the fact that he didn't play very much. It's down to 65.6. So we got to find out what we got with some of these younger guys who might actually have a future. So yeah, Dunlap's basically getting shelved. Benson Mayowa, however, did get quite a few snaps. He had, I think, a couple tackles here. Yeah, he had 2 tackles. No big splash plays, but he's out there grinding, I guess. PFF thought he had a decent game. His season's up to a 63, which is okay. Not great. Not special, but he's doing his job, I guess. I don't really have anything else to say about Benson Mayo other than that. He's the definition of a jag. Okay, moving on to free agency signings and trades. First, we have Gerald Everett, who would have had a big game if not for Wilson airmailing like 3 or 4 passes his way. But as is, he had 5 catches for like 37 yards, I think. Yeah. 37 yards and a touchdown. He caught every pass thrown his way that he had even a 1% chance of catching, I think. I think every target that he missed was a pass that was 5 yards over his head. So his catch percentage is still good, and it would have been even better if his quarterback could throw a forward pass accurately. And his PFF grade jumped up as well, 65.4. So Everett, one of the few things that we can be happy about over these last, I'd say, month plus on offense, over this last month plus on O. Gabe Jackson played every snap and had a penalty. His PFF grade dropped a little bit. We couldn't run the ball on Washington, which probably affected his grade a little bit, but he seemed to play fine. Al Woods was grinding out there. I think he had like 7 or 8 tackles in 45 snaps. Got involved a lot in the run game. A lot of the plays made around the line of scrimmage were because of Al Woods. Glad he's okay. PFF grade up close to 77 now, so PFF still adores Al Woods. Kudos to him. In this absolute shit show of a season, Al Woods is obviously not the problem. Obviously not the problem. Kerry Hyder was involved quite a bit as well. He had, I think it was 7 tackles in his action. Didn't really make any big plays. He didn't get to the quarterback. He didn't make any plays in the backfield, but he played okay. His PFF grade is starting to slip now, however. It's down to about 61. That's not very good. But I think Kerry Hyder's doing his job. I think Kerry Hyder's generally playing okay football. He's another guy who I don't really blame this season on. And if you want to give the front office any kind of kudos for the most recent offseason, then Kerry Hyder is probably one of the better things they did. And that's a little sad, but he's all right. Bless You One Austin did not play. Sidney Jones did play. He played every snap. And look, Sidney Jones better not be part of our future plans, but he's playing better. He is playing better. I can give credit where credit is due. He's playing better than he was before. In this game, he was targeted quite a bit, and he held up okay. I know he had one pass interference call, which I can go either way on that call. It's not unreasonable, but I don't think it's a call that you want to see made every time, at least. He did have a pass deflection, 3 tackles, and he didn't get completely roasted out of the game. So we are seeing some baby steps there. His PFF grade is now above 60, which is kind of amazing because of how bad it was when we started. So I think Sidney's getting a little better, but not by enough for me to feel like he needs to be part of this team's future. Dwayne Eskridge did not have a good game despite seeing 13 snaps, which was a career high for him. He got a couple catches, 10 yards. On one of those catches, he stepped out of bounds before the first down when he didn't need to, and that led to a punt. He blew a block on a screen pass to Everett that could have gone for some yards if he had hit the block. I'm not going to judge Eskridge too harshly based off this season because this rookie year's kind of shot for him now, but not good. Bottom line, he did not play good. And that is not the kind of play that is going to earn him more playing time going forward. He's got to get it together. PFF thought he played a terrible game, and his grade dropped all the way to 52.1. Trey Brown, nothing. Stone Forsythe, nothing. Jake Curhan, nothing. K. Johnson, not even on the practice squad anymore. So, yeah, we're not getting a whole heck of a lot from the rookies this season, are we? Not that that's anything new, but the status quo holds. Okay. Now we take a quick look at the guys who were our off-season or mid-season departures. And we've only got we got 3 guys to look at here. Shaq Griffin did not play because of injury. Jerron Reed did not play because his team was on a bye week. So we're really just looking at KJ Wright, who played a pretty good game against the Cowboys. In 20 snaps, he had like 4 tackles. PFF grade is still pretty good, 65.4, solid. He's not getting a ton of action over in Vegas, but when he is getting in there, he actually made a couple plays against the Cowboys. He's in there, man. He's fighting. And I still maintain that the people who are hung up on us not bringing him back this offseason are missing the forest for the trees, but he's all right. Someone who's not all right, though, is Carlos Hyde, who saw some decent action in Jacksonville's game against, I think it was Atlanta. I think he got on the field, 32 snaps, touched the ball 6 times, and got 16 yards. Not very good. PFF grade is down below 55. And Trey Flowers finally got on the field for some serious work for the Bengals against the Steelers. I believe it was something like 25 snaps. Yeah, 25 snaps. He had 4 tackles. He gave up 3 completions, and his PFF grade went up a little bit, like point 0.2. And the Bengals won in a blowout. So, hey, good for Trey. He really did go from the outhouse to the penthouse when he went from the Seahawks to the Bengals. Can you believe it? So, that's it for this video. That's all I got. I mean, this stuff is getting worse and worse by the week in most areas. Even the stuff that is good, like Puna Forward, is starting to slip. Dunlap is now officially being put in the coffin. The main thing that I'm hanging my hat on right now really is Gabe Jackson. He's clearly good, and he'd be a lot better if his QB could throw an accurate pass. So, I'm sorry, not Gabe. I think I said Gabe. I meant Gerald Everett. But there isn't a whole lot to like here, and the stuff that there is to like here is starting to slip away from us as time goes by. So, that's your front office rundown for Tuesday. See you guys later on in stream. Go Hawks.